Hey guys, how's it going? This is Luke G here from Next Level Gaming Guides, and I decided in this episode I was going to go ahead and do some of these quests out here. You have to be level 86 to get to this area. When you get to this area, you can do all these cool quests. So there you go, and I'm going to show you some of these quests, and while I'm doing these quests I'm going to do some commentary over top, kind of giving you an intro about me. Who is this guy you've been listening to? This guy's been making these guides, this guy's been making videos for you guys, doing the beta stuff and all that. Well, my real name is Luke Gagnon. I grew up in Canada, half French, half English, but I mean you can tell, you can't really tell the French in me, although I can speak a little bit of French. I started playing World of Warcraft when it first came out. The first character I leveled to cap level was a human rogue, and his name was Nomad. I got to level 60, that's, the highest you could go back then. PvP was finally introduced later on, and I decided to go Horde and play an Orc Shaman named Vulgar. Now, I went to this server without my friends because they didn't want to go. They didn't want to play Horde. They were skeptical on this and that and whatever, so I decided that I was going to go by myself. So I went by myself and I actually found a lot of friends there. Found a guy named Glorin, guy named Ty, or what was his name? Ty? It's been so long I don't even remember. Tao, T-A-I. That was his name, Tao. And so yeah, we pretty much said, you know what, we're doing good at PvP. PvP was good at, like, a fun thing to do. It was great. I loved it back then. So we decided to join up in this guild called Conquered, and it was run by like two best friends. And then we kind of like became like leaders as well, and ended up being the best PvP guild on the server. Now, the thing is, there was no cross-server PvP or anything like that. You couldn't even transfer servers back then. So, what we did is we played and we got high up. We got High Warlord. Well, I didn't get High Warlord. I was next in line to get High Warlord. And we would dominate pretty much the Alliance like crazy. I was next in line to get High Warlord. I was rank 12, which is General, on my Shaman. And I was so close, and my account got hacked. And back then there was pretty much nothing you can do about it. I guess I got some kind of keylogger or something, and they found out my password, got in there. You could do, like, you could call up and do the secret question answer key thing, try and get it re-put back, but it turns out the person actually thought of that and actually called up before I did, and then got the account disputed, and the account ended up getting banned, which was ridiculous. I mean, it pissed me off so much because I was so close to High Warlord, and I'm pretty sure it was a member of the Alliance because we were such a dominant force and we were taking over. The way it worked is the way back then you would get honor, and you would get honor for winning games, you get honor for killing people, everything like that. So if you're winning nonstop and you're killing lots of people, like, in battlegrounds and everything like that, Arathi Base and Warsong Gulch, then you would, you know, pretty much be controlling the honor that was passed around on the server, and that's what we were doing, pretty much controlling the honor. So in order for them to disrupt us from stopping us from getting High Warlord and all of our characters and stuff like that, I guess they pulled this tactic. They knew that I was one of the core members and I was next in line because I was the next highest rank behind all the other High Warlords. We had like 4 or 5 other ones, like the other 2 leaders, the original 2 leaders, they got High Warlord, Glorin got High Warlord, all that kind of stuff, and so yeah, I got banned, which sucked. It sucked hardcore. And yeah, so pretty much on that server, my best memory from early World of Warcraft, which was awesome, I was running down Warsong Gulch, and I had the flag, and I was in, rank 12 gear, I was a shaman, so people feared shaman because they were only on the Horde back then. They weren't on the Alliance, which is another reason why I went to the Horde, because I wanted to play shaman and they weren't on the Alliance. So I go and I'm running down and I'm going towards our base down the middle of Warsaw Gulch, running with the flag, and I see 4 Alliance coming right towards me in a group of Alliance. And I kid you not, they went around me. They went around me. Like, I started angling towards them and they would run away from me. Like, that's how scared they were of my character. I would like one-shot people because Wind Fury was ridiculous back then. Plus, I had like the best two-hander in the game that wasn't the High Warlord two-hander. Like, I would just crush people, and it was awesome. It was like a great experience. And me and Glorin and I, we would actually queue up in battlegrounds, and people would just leave. Like, the other team would just leave. They would see both of our names. They didn't care who else we were with. They would just leave. And I love that from back in the day. There's nothing like that anymore. That just similar, but nothing really like that. So I ended up chasing them down and killing them, but it was funny. After the account was hacked and banned, I took a break for 6 months. I was going to quit for good. I didn't know it was going to be a break. I decided to come back on Burning Crusade when they put the cap up to 70. Heard stuff about arena talk. I said, you know what, I'm going to come back. I'm going to do that. So, did some arenas, and I started making a hunter this time. My hunter got really good. He was in some of the top ranked 2s and 3s teams, and I don't even remember his name. It's so long ago, my hunter's name. But I would go into 2s teams, and like my friend one time, he got disconnected and he couldn't get into the battleground. And I'd go in and I'd like solo them. I'd like win 1 versus 2. I'd be like, trap you, scatter shot, one shot, boom 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 boom. Like, aim shot could like one shot people back then. Like, why is World of Warcraft not like this anymore? Like, that's what just irks me so much, is that back then it was relayed on reaction time and how well you built your character, stuff like that. Nowadays it's kind of like that, but not as much. Like, back in the day, if you were to use a cooldown in a duel, like say you're a rogue and you use preparation evasion, you use evasion twice, or use vanish twice, they would yell at you. They'd be like, wow, you noob, you had to use preparation, oh my god. Because, like, it was overkill. There was no need to do that. Like, the best players didn't need to use all their cooldowns, and nowadays, all it is you use cooldowns. You have to use every single cooldown at the right time. If you don't use it right, then you lose. To even, like, the most average players. Because of the gear and resilience and the way things are nowadays. But that's another video. So, came back 6 months later, Burning Crusade, got pretty decent ranked, and then I took a break and came back in Wrath of the Lich King and decided to level up a bunch of stuff. Leveled up a warrior, paladin, DK, mage, druid, rogue. Leveled up tons of stuff. Just because I want to try different stuff. I get bored with classes pretty easily. So after I did that, I decided to pick some classes to do well with. I did a DK team where I was in 2s at DK, Holy Paladin DK, got pretty high up there, like 1800, 1900, something like that. Started to do okay with that. With Mage, was also doing good too. Mages, like, Frost Mages in Wrath of the Lich King were just so ridiculous, and they're still good, but like, they were so good. Like, I could 1 versus 2 people, no problem. Just crazy awesome. And then I played, I did some PvE stuff in Wrath of the Lich King. My Paladin was in a 3s team that got up to 2200. Well, the team itself was like 2400, and I got to like 21 something because I had joined later on. They had kicked out the Holy Paladin they had before. He wasn't very good, and I took over, and I got up to like 21 something, and then the guys actually transferred servers, so I was like, whatever. So didn't get my 2200 rating thing for that, but what can you do? Then I actually took a break for about a month, and I came back to actually, because I had a lot of stuff going on in real life, and I came back to see that my account was banned. And I was like, what's going on? So I checked my emails, and apparently my account was compromised, and like Chinese gold farm websites, whatever, were using my account to farm gold, to advertise like in Agrimar and stuff like that. It was nuts. Like, it pissed me off so much, and I could have got the account back, but I decided, you know what, I'm done WoW for good. I don't want to play ever again. I'm not even gonna try and get it back. Screw it. Now I went away, and that was that. So then Cataclysm was to be coming out, and they said they're going to change the game. They're going to change the game. It's going to go back to the way things were. Things are going to be more simplified. You know, I was hoping PvP was going to be a lot better, like a lot of things like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come back. So my friend's girlfriend, she actually had an account, and she wanted to level up some characters. So she actually sent me a recruit a friend, and that was the only way I was going to come back, so I can get a recruit a friend so I could like level up quickly and all that good stuff. She sends that. I leveled like almost every class up to 60 because that's the highest you could go, and then I pretty much did like 7 or 8 of those, like 85, and went from there. So the two classes that I play the most currently are my paladin and my warrior. My warrior I played for PvP last season. I had like the gear, not last season, but the season before that. I had like the best gear on the server, as far as PvP went, for my warrior. And like I was in a pretty good team where I got my conquest really quickly and really dominated that, and got some really nice items and did really well in PvP. Then in Then my paladin, I decided he was going to be my PvE character, because I'm not a huge fan of paladins for PvP. I mean, they're good, but they're not like amazing, and I don't really like the playstyle that much for PvP with them. So I decided to go with PvE. I joined Synergy, which is the best guild on the server. I've mentioned that before. This is on Maelstrom. They may not be the best anymore. I haven't played in like a month or so, but yeah, so played with them, and I got gear really quickly, which was awesome. I at one point was the best ret geared paladin on the server. I've mentioned that before too, and people say, "Well, I looked at your gear. You don't even have that great of gear." At the time, it was the best. It was the best gear on the server, pretty much. Like I was the first person to pretty much get to like 400 item level, and then like I took a break, and it just like doing the same stuff over and over again in PvE. I was like, I've done this, like just waiting for loot to drop. I'm like, and then beta was coming up, so I knew about that, and I was making a lot of videos on YouTube, so I was concentrating on that, so I didn't really put as much effort into my paladin anymore. So that's how that went. But I've always had this like hole deep down inside me that wants to regain that crown, to go for it again in PvP, to try and get that high warlord title, because it is back. It was added back in Cataclysm, and then Miss Pandaria is coming up. I feel it's a whole new start, a whole new beginning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer my warrior to a server. I want to go to one of the top ranked PvP servers. I want to join a good PvP guild, work my way up. If you guys have any guilds or any arena teams that you'd like me to join, I'll be on my warrior. I'm going to transfer him over. I'm going to try and get server first, level 90. I have a lot of tricks that I've been putting on my sleeve and thinking of things to do for this and that, whatever. And I'm also going to try and go for the high warlord. I think it'd be fun. I think that it's something that I haven't done in a while, that grind to go all the way up to high warlord. It's something that I'm ready for, and it'd be an awesome experience for you guys. I can document it on here, and on top of that, I'm still going to be making guides, still going to be doing gold guides and tips and tricks, and I'm even going to have PvP videos and montages and stuff like that. I'm going to try and give you just a little bit of everything as far as World of Warcraft goes. So also at the same time, I'm going to be playing some Diablo 3, so gonna be tough to do everything at the same time, but I'm gonna be committed, and if I'm committed, I hope you guys are committed to me as well. So follow me in the journey, guys. We're gonna go all the way up. I'm gonna try and get high warlord, try and get server first level 90, try and really work hard towards making this channel everything awesome. It got 2,000 subscribers. I mean, it's amazing. I have to thank Swifty. I was talking to him actually online. I thanked him for favoriting one of my other videos, and we talked for a little bit, and he said, what's your channel called again? And he went and looked at my channel, and then he's like, oh, I just liked another one of your videos. And I'm like, oh, really? And I just sat there and I got like 500 subscribers in the course of like a day and a half, and it's crazy, tons of views, everything. I mean, I wish I could have that every single day, but that is very quick growth, and I do have to thank him for that. He's like one of the nicest people I've ever met in World of Warcraft, so definitely check out his channel if you've never heard of him or if you've never been to him before. He does pretty much like PvP guides, and it's something that I kind of want to get into, doing PvP guides, because I've knocked out every kind of other guide, and that's kind of what I want to get into and try that out. So, guys, I want to say I love you guys for the support, for sticking with me from the beginning for the past 6 months. It's been a wild ride. Really looking forward to the next 6 months, and let's do this. I'm sponsored with TGN now. I feel like a lot of I feel like the limits are limitless. Pretty much, there's no limits. So I'm gonna keep putting out great content. I'm gonna keep doing beta stuff, keep showing you guys stuff, and I hope you guys liked this video. I'm sorry the gameplay wasn't too exciting, but you know that's what you get. That's what I pretty much was up to the other night, and decided I was gonna make this because I'm at that 2,000 mark as far as the subscribers go. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this wasn't too long, but I'll see you next time, and alright, I'll see you.